Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our superstar training. Today, I'm going to talk about something that is a little more subtle, but it's probably one of the most significant things that will affect your career. And I call it attitude. Your attitude in how you present yourself to the public. People do not realize, for the most part, what they come across looking like or acting like to other people. Observant people may notice, but for the most part, that's not true. People don't really notice. And I've, over the years, spent time studying other people and how they react to other people. And it's an interesting pastime, funnily enough. So much so that I wrote a book about it called The Power of the Persona. Basically, the message is simple. What you put out directly relates to what you get back. So in other words, if you put out a positive, solid front, confident, friendly, happy, generally speaking, you're going to get a very positive response. And so when you go to meet people for the first time, and other times after that, but in the initial beginnings, it's very, very important that you put on an appearance that they can relate to very easily and very quickly. Make it a simple transition from stranger to good friend, and that, I'm going to put in a nutshell, is the trick. That's what you have to do. You have to go from a stranger to a trusted friend as fast as you can possibly do it. And I found over the years that being genuine is one of the most important things you can do. And frankly, when you do that, people relate to it. To be honest, I think most of society is desperately looking to find people that they can associate with in a positive fashion. There's too much negativity all around us, and I think it's catching. And I think what you give out, as I said before, is what you get back for the most part. Now, this applies not only to your customers, but it applies in your life. If you behave in a positive, friendly fashion, shall we say, light and happy, your life, generally speaking, will be about 10 shades better in every sense than if you are a negative downer in company. So listen to what I'm saying here, because years ago when I first came to America, we used to present offers directly to the customer. So we would go to people's houses, and you'd meet the listing agent and their customers, their clients, their sellers, and you'd sit at a table or wherever, and you would present your offer from your buyer. And in those days, you learned really quick that that was an important thing you needed to master. Otherwise, you would probably not succeed in getting a good counter offer or even an acceptance. And I put it to all of you that it's important in the process of doing offers, even though we don't go to meet sellers anymore, we do meet the buyers. We meet sellers only on the basis of taking a listing, but it's in the same category in a sense. It's creating that positive relationship off the get-go. And so as we go to presenting ourselves to them as their choice of realtor, it's very important that they have confidence in you. Too many times you see an agent goes out to do a presentation and they don't succeed. They come back without the listing or without the offer signed, and you can see it in their faces that they're very disheartened and upset that it didn't pay off, and then they question themselves. And to be frank with you, sometimes it's not what they said, but how they said it. And so I'm going to give you a little trick. Everybody responds to stimulus differently. So If you're looking to stimulate your being into being up, happy, positive, and bubbly, you need to create something in your environment before you meet people that will get you up into that mood. And I'm a great believer in music, actually, as a stimulator. Music's a wonderful stimulator if you're into music. I'm not suggesting everybody is, but I certainly say that a lot of people are. And what I used to do was play on the way driving to the presentation my favorite songs, the ones that I found the most exciting to get my adrenaline going and to be ready to present to these people at my highest impact um, mood. And so, what did I used to play? Well, I'll give you a little hint. There was one that Rocky used to have, was called "The Eye of the Tiger." Very high powered, lots of stimulus music, and really gets the heartbeat thumping as you listen to it. Especially if you're in a car on your own, and you can turn the sound up to the maximum you can do it. That's the sort of thing that used to work for me. Um, ABBA was another one. ABBA, some of ABBA's songs were phenomenal, like Voulez-Vous or something of that nature. Um, and even guitar favorites. You know, you've got Chuck Berry, very, very high powered guitar music, um, a piano, very, um, very exciting piano playing. There was so many examples of this, but my point to you is that you've got to find what excites you, and not just the humdrum music. It's got to be something that takes you right out of the mood you're in and punches you right up into the sky, so that you're absolutely at the highest level of energy you can create for yourself when you go through that door. And I don't advocate using any other media to get high, okay? I'm just simply saying get music in you, or get something that, even a stimulating um, writing or something like that, that maybe a bit more difficult to use that when you're getting in your car and doing stuff. But my point is that a reading or something like that might. But my highest choice is music. And so I'm saying to all of you, when you're looking at stimulus in your being, you need to be very, very analytical about yourself and choose the places that people will enjoy meeting you at your best level of excitement. What it leads to is, if you sit at a table in a presentation and you come across as a person who's high energy, positive, very strong um, vibes, as we call it, you'll find they'll respond, and they'll respond well. Now, what happens with a couple is you've always got a husband or a wife that is more prone to that stimulus than the other one. So in terms of what you've got there with people, is you need to assess very quickly which one you're focusing at to get the best results. And the one you're focusing at is the one that responds to that kind of attitude. And so when I say to you about real estate and attitude, real estate is as much psychological as it is business, as it is study, and all the rest that goes around that. It's as much a part of that, and the true success comes from being good at that. Now, the art of that can go from a um, basically a conversation on a telephone. You could be very stimulating to another person on the telephone with a nice voice, a positive voice, a very helpful attitude. That can work very successfully, but nothing quite matches in the face, eye to eye contact for that success. And leading to that point again, when you have a meeting with somebody, eye-to-eye contact is extremely important. Do not be looking at your shoes when you're talking to them. It's important that you look them in the eye and you show them that you mean what you're saying and that what you're saying is important. So there are particular behavior patterns that go with being a superstar. And the behavior patterns, you'll notice if you know a superstar in your office or in your environment of friends or whatever, that is a top-notch salesperson in pretty much any industry, but particularly we're talking real estate here, that knows how to do that. Take a look at them. Watch how they behave. Watch how they talk and how they go about their life. Even being busy is a positive thing if it comes across to the person that it's the being busy is telling them that you're successful. And I think the impression that you're successful comes from being up, positive, and ready to roll. So take that message very strongly, and I want you to think very seriously about it, because it'll come in very handy for you as you go along in your life of real estate. As far as the presentations are concerned, I'm not going to discuss yet about anything to do with writing offers up and so on, but I am going to say that we started out with this conversation in the first one, and that was about qualifying your buyers and getting information. Well, what you were doing in addition to that was creating an impression on the people that you are a positive human being that they want to do business with, and that they want to have confidence and trust. And if you can give them that trust and that confidence, then you're going to find very quickly that you've got a solid relationship with them. And these relationships last for life. So keep in mind, you're sowing the seeds of a very successful future every time you meet a person who's in the sphere of making decisions, wants to make a decision in buying something or selling something, and needs a partner, if you want, to tag with to do it. And that partner is you, and you're qualifying at a meeting with them for that privilege. And it's always a privilege to do business with anybody, especially if you're going to make the size of commissions that you make in real estate and earn them the correct way by building a tight relationship. I can go into the multiple listing service and think about all those agents that I've met over the years. And I'll tell you something, certain agents stand out. They stand out particularly because they're very good at what they do. They're very knowledgeable in their business, but on top of being knowledgeable, what comes with that is confidence. And the confidence comes out, it oozes from them in the way they behave towards everybody. And so it's a very soothing feeling for a buyer or a seller to come across an agent that is like that. And I want to stress to all of you that be aware of that. It's one thing getting all complicated about learning how to do the business, but it's another thing learning the simplicities of being a very good positive agent with a strong mental attitude to their business. So I'm going to leave you to think about that, and I'm going to step away from this one today and move forward. So my next one, we'll pick up another subject, but I hope that's helpful to you. Address the problem without pushing it down your throat. I've got a little finishing off here, picture of my book. You can buy it on Amazon. It covers quite a lot of things, but basically the overall thing is what people present to other people and what people give back to you in response to your attitude to them. So you can have a wonderful life because you give out positive vibes to everybody and everybody responds accordingly. But you can also have a very miserable, rough existence and present that across to everybody you come across. And it's going to reflect in the way you do business and how much business you do. So don't give up. Just get out there and do a self-analysis of yourself and take a look. My book will help you to do that. It's $10. It's on Amazon, and I would say well worth a read. You may agree or disagree, but the point that I'm saying is that from years of dealing with people, I learned a lot of things about people, and I've always been proud that I can assess a client up very fast. And assessing a client very fast tells you exactly how to weigh up how to handle them and how to handle them from your own personality. Good luck. Have a great day, what's left of it, and let's talk again soon. Bye-bye.